There has never been a better time to be or become a Nintendo Switch owner than right now. With a massive library of existing and upcoming games, including titles such as Animal Crossing New Horizons, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, revised systems at different price points, and a sea of accessories. In this video, we will guide you to the secure choices. We'll be touching on system revisions and which Switch model is the best for you, the best accessories and controllers, and obviously the best games you should get, plus a number of deals. Basically everything you want to know whether you are considering buying a Switch for a Christmas present, for yourself, or wonder if you should get another Switch for whatever reason. But before we begin, make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe and hit that notification bell to see more of our future Nintendo Switch content. Now, let's get started.
Anyways, there are currently two main variants of the Switch, that being the Nintendo Switch obviously, and the Switch Lite. Now, the original Switch has had a revision as of recent that has optimized the battery life for an extra 4.5 to 9 hours as opposed to the original 2.5 to 6.5 hours. The original and its revision are both the same price, so regardless of what you'll be doing with your console, it just makes sense to buy the revision. To make sure the Switch you're buying is the new updated battery life revision, check the serial number to make sure it starts with XKW as opposed to the old XAW. Additionally, the packaging should also be updated, looking visually different to the old packaging too. Now then, with that revision out of the way, which Switch model is the best for you? Well, as mentioned before, that is entirely up to you, but let's consider the differences between the two. The regular Nintendo Switch can use its dock to, well, dock and present games on a TV. In addition, the Joy-Cons can be removed and placed into the Joy-Con grip. Additionally, it has HD Rumble. I mention these features as they are not present on the Lite. The Lite is exclusively designed for handheld play. So, if you're traveling a lot and don't care for docking, then this may be the one for you. It's cheaper, lighter, and smaller. Just be aware that the battery life is 2.5 to 6.5 hours, falling short of the original's revision that can go from 4.5 to 9 hours. The original Switch will allow you to play handheld and docked. You can also have a greater deal of customization since the Joy-Cons are removable, meaning you can deck out the Switch with some awesome style. Also consider the original Switch allows you to play wirelessly too. You can set up the kickstand, place the display on a desk and sink into a chair for example. With the Lite, it again is always handheld. As I've been saying, the decision is yours and it's entirely up to you and how you personally want to play. Oh, before we forget, there is obviously a price difference between the Switch and the Switch Lite. Coming out cheaper, the Switch Lite retails for $199 whereas the original comes at around $299. Given that the Switch Lite has less base features, this does make sense. Whether or not these extra features are worth another $100 is up to you. However, also consider that the Lite has a distinct advantage over the Switch 2, that being the handheld experience. The build quality is better, clearly made for the long term, meaning bumps and knocks, hazards alike, it's ready to travel and take a bit of a beating in terms of durability. However, it comes too short in every other department: battery life, no docking possibilities, and being unable to play certain titles. It is a cheaper model, but just like a Ryanair flight, the extra costs in accessories and controllers can quickly mount up. Regardless of what you choose, both models require rather spacious SD cards as the internal 32GB storage capacity is enough for at most 2 AAA games, or in the case of The Witcher 3, not even one game.
Before we move on to the next section, we need to warn you about some of the deals going around, and in particular a certain Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Switch bundle for $299. A number of retailers are namely trying to sell out the old HAC001 Switch model, which is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle from last year. Do not fall for this. Why? Since in these so-called deals, you really end up paying the same amount for an outdated Switch model with half the battery life compared to the new revised HAC00101 model. Unless you see this new model, stay away from any Switch system Black Friday and Christmas deals forward. Instead, I will wait for the Amazon and eBay Black Friday deals. The reason is that both recently discounted the new HAC00101 revised model. This was the first price drop of the new model, and in the case of Amazon it was a $25 discount. Not bad for a system that came out just a few months ago. There you have been warned, and we will return back to some really good deals in the game section. Unfortunately, for the time being there are no Nintendo Switch Lite discounts, which is a shame as we would have loved to see a special deal on the Pokemon Lite Zacian and Zamazenta edition. Just look at this thing. Beautiful paintwork, colourful buttons, great contrast between the grey and white, blue and red. What a beauty of a system, and I can see why there will likely be no discounts on this limited edition system. Anyway, let's move over to controllers and accessories. Accessories controllers. Let's start off with the Switch Pro controller. This controller is a must, as it's better than the Joy-Cons in nearly every way. With big fat buttons and a solid D-pad, it is great for most games, going back to traditional console controls with its design. It's extremely comfortable to hold and has a ridiculously long battery life of 40 hours. Plus, its analog sticks do not drift, and the build quality, button size, as I've already mentioned, and the placement of the buttons is miles ahead of any controller that Nintendo has provided in recent years, maybe with exception of perhaps the 8BitDo SN30 Pro Plus. If you got the Lite, however, you may want to consider getting a Pro controller too, since the system is a handheld with buttons and sticks built into the system, and you can always set up the Nintendo Switch Lite by buying an accessory for $10-15, and then you also can use it with a Pro controller. However, if you absolutely must have a proper controller that won't break the bank, we've actually got a whole video dedicated to some great alternatives from quality brands such as 8BitDo, Hori, PowerA, or for the handheld fans, special system grips from Satisfy. Satisfy make handheld enhancing grips for both the regular Switch and the Nintendo Switch Lite. There are also some specific game controllers like the official GameCube controller, but this one for the most part is for Smash. Another thing worth mentioning is the Pokeball Plus, which is compatible with Pokemon Let's Go and in some sections of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and will be discounted to $20 at least in Best Buy's Black Friday sale. You can find all of these in the description below or by clicking the on-screen link. Anyway, let's move past the controllers and system grips onto general accessories, since going outside puts your Nintendo Switch immediately at risk, and that is why you need a protective case, and trust me, there are many to select among. You will find travel cases from almost every manufacturer, but we recommend the PDP Deluxe Travel Case Elite Edition for $20, which by the way will be discounted during Best Buy's Black Friday sale to $15, and it also includes some extra accessories, a real steal here. This case itself is compatible with both the regular Switch and Nintendo Switch Lite, which is actually quite rare for Nintendo Switch travel cases. Can store up to 14 cartridges, more than most other Nintendo Switch travel cases, has a special strap and a big pouch which can fit a number of the accessories, and more importantly, looks very stylish with a red handle and the Switch logo imprinted in leather. For the price, this is your safest starter bet, or if you're looking to upgrade your current case. Now, it's no secret that the Switch's kickstand is, well, not the best. Sure, it will get the job done, but it breaks off easily and is prone to falling over if lightly hit. Not the best choice when you want to travel, and especially when you're flying. This is where our next accessory of choice comes in, the Nintendo Switch charging stand. This product isn't too expensive for an official Nintendo first-party accessory at $20 or 17 British pounds. We actually own this accessory and it's been super helpful when traveling abroad, especially on flights, as it has a silicone grip underneath so it doesn't slip easily. It also allows you to change the angle of the view, so no more uncomfortable necks. If you travel a lot, you may want to look up this one. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to find this one with a Black Friday sale, but it might come. Just look at eBay, Amazon, all the other stores. Now, regardless of whether you choose the Lite, original Switch, or the battery life revision, we could always use more playtime. This is where the Anker Power Core 2100 comes into play. Again, we also own this accessory, so we can personally attest that this product is well worth buying. Essentially, it's a chargeable battery specifically made for the Nintendo Switch. It even comes with the Switch logo imprinted on it, featuring something called Power Delivery. The bank can charge up in 3 hours. Impressive, given that it can charge the Switch 2.5 times in that time. Yes, it more than doubles the playtime out of your console. Well, at least the old Nintendo Switch. That is unless you use the Nintendo Switch Lite or the new Nintendo Switch, with its up to 9 hours of battery life depending on your usage. Anyway, the true point of a power bank for your Switch is that it also charges while you play. This is actually a big deal, since with a lot of power banks, the Switch can consume more power than most banks can put out. This is not the case with the Anker 2100 product. It is designed to make use of all the speed offered by the USB Type-C. We'll note, however, that the price is a bit high, around $100 or £80. Even so, there are loads of alternatives on the market, not only from Anker. In fact, the non-Nintendo Switch version of the same product is also packing some respectable power. We just chose this one as we personally used it and love it. These accessories mainly apply if you're traveling a lot, so if you're just keeping your Switch at home or simply don't play a Switch for more than 4 to 5 hours in one sitting, then obviously you don't need to worry about battery life on the revised Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch Lite.
For our next accessory on this list, this is something that eventually you will need, that being an SD card. As we mentioned, the Switch has a measly 32GB of internal memory. This will not last you long, especially if you like to go digital with your games. So, we recommend getting an SD card with a high writing speed and a high memory. Ideally, you should get an SD card that has a writing speed of at least 80MB per second. This will get you decent load times and performance, as various tests online have shown. Faster write speeds are always better, however, so is having a high maximum capacity of memory. Beyond that, you won't really see much in terms of real performance increases. Prices vary on SD cards based on write speed, memory, and sometimes brand. You can often find them on Amazon for a good bargain though, so keep your eyes peeled.
Finally, the great benefit of the Switch is that you can easily bring it on the go, but traveling, being outside, or for the regular Switch even docking, can put you at risk of getting some nasty scratches on your precious display. The best and most efficient solution to this problem is a tempered glass screen protector. It is the cheapest Switch insurance you can get, with a one-time cost under $10 for the top-rated tempered glass from AM Film. Let me rephrase it, a screen protector is a necessity for your Switch and Switch Lite due to their plastic screens.
Yeah, it's a worthwhile investment, especially if you have kids who aren't really known for their gentle use of, well, anything. Regardless, I think you get the point. Get a screen protector or Super Smash Bros. Won't be the only thing smashing on your Switch. Actually, that leads us to our next section, games.
Breath of the Wild and its sequel. If there's one title that more than alone are worth getting the Nintendo Switch for, then it is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and its upcoming sequel. Breath of the Wild is undoubtedly one of the best Nintendo Switch games out there. Nintendo really outdid themselves with this one. If not for the beautiful gameplay that is completely groundbreaking, the unique fighting and survival techniques which allows you to play the game any way you want, it kept its main consistent features while adding new and adventurous parts to the game. If you choose to indulge in 2017's most awarded game of the year, you won't regret it. Also, don't forget, the highly anticipated sequel is in development. If Breath of the Wild wasn't good enough, just imagine how awesome the sequel is going to be. Heck, we cover it enough in our channel, as it is likely to be Nintendo Switch's most ambitious game. If you don't have the game already, then I'm glad to inform that both Breath of the Wild and the next game on this list, Super Mario Odyssey, will be greatly discounted for this Black Friday at Target to $30. Half the price to be precise.
You've been living under a rock if you haven't heard about this one. Super Mario Odyssey is the latest mainline game in this franchise, and what a gem it is. This is no ordinary Mario game, it's in an entire league of its own. If not raved about for its levels packed full of playable content, explorability, or just the sheer amount of gameplay variety, this game is so well thought out and just downright fun. On yet another adventure to save the princess, you're met with an abundance of bright beautiful colours, entertaining characters, and a warm fuzzy feeling of nostalgia when trying out different costumes. If this isn't enough to convince you to buy this endearing game, what if we told you can also play as a T-Rex crushing everything in its path? We really weren't kidding when we told you this is unlike any other Mario game. If you decide to add this to your collection, you won't regret it.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's in the title, as this is the most Super Smash Bros. You will ever get for $60, with a cast of over 75 fighters in its base package and way over 6 additional paid DLCs when all the DLC packs are out sometime in 2020 or 2021. This is no doubt the ultimate multiplayer game on the Nintendo Switch, with up to 8 player battles on one single TV screen. Gameplay that is a fusion of Super Smash Bros. Melee and 4, close to 1000 music tracks and way more. Creator Masahiro Sakurai has truly outdone himself in every way with this game and continues to do so with the new DLC packs, which will continue to come out to at least end of 2020. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will be a winner no matter what, and especially if you love multiplayer fighting games. No more needs to be said. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Any Nintendo console is incomplete without this title. An old favorite, Mario Kart has been a staple to many consoles Nintendo have released, and for good reasons, as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is Nintendo Switch best-selling game. Race as your favorite character against your friend, your foes, and fans worldwide. Nintendo Switch Online subscription required, and you can use a variety of fun items against other players. Plus, in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they added a very good battle mode, which was missing in Mario Kart 8 for Wii U. We highly suggest picking up this game, though not in the old Nintendo Switch Black Friday bundle, which we already have warned you about. Super Mario Maker 2 took the already great Super Mario Maker, upgraded it, and added a sea of improvements and features. Making your own Mario levels and sharing them online is super fun. Plus, you can share them with your friends and even compete in local co-op to see who can beat them the fastest. Obviously, Nintendo Switch Online paid subscription required. This leads to some pretty intense gameplay situations. However, Super Mario Maker 2 shines brightest thanks to the sheer creativity it allows for. The community come up with some crazy level ideas that make you question just how they did it. If you're a Mario fan, you need to pick this game up. You will be hooked for hours, years to come, and coming up with new level ideas and playing ones made by other players online. It is worth to mention that it will be discounted to $40 during Best Buy's Black Friday sale.
Coming out in only a few days, Pokemon Sword and Shield marks the first mainline console title for the Pokemon series. This alone is going to make it a very sought-after experience. But the game is offering a beautiful region to play in, new gimmicks like Dynamaxing, and a bunch of quality of life improvements over past titles. There are plenty of cute, cool and powerful Pokemon this time around, some even being outright memes. This is a title you should definitely have on your Switch. It is sure to keep you playing for many hours as you take on the full might of the Galar region in the quest to be the very best, like no one ever was. The title that made so many jump for joy. The long-awaited New Horizons is the latest mainline game in Animal Crossing. The series is a cute, relaxing and highly addictive one, putting you in a town of animal villagers, living alongside them in harmony. You can upgrade your house, do activities like fishing, and generally anything you want. Animal Crossing is a hard one to describe, it's really in its own unique genre at this point. Just know that it is amazing. I recommend looking at some gameplay of New Horizons and older Animal Crossing games if you want to see for yourself. I'm certain you won't be disappointed. Coming out in March, just be prepared. It may consume your life.
Metroid Prime 4. Last but not least, we have Metroid Prime 4. The game that we will not see for quite some time, and which we know little about with the exception of Samus, Psylocke and Metroids. However, it's Metroid Prime. Yes, the development was restarted in the beginning of 2019, but luckily with Prime Trilogy creator Retro Studios back in control of the Metroid Prime franchise, things are looking brighter than ever. This is another game beside Animal Crossing New Horizons, Bayonetta 3, No More Heroes 3, and Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 that makes the Nintendo Switch not only the most unique system right now, but also a system for the future. There are also a number of other existing games on the Switch which will have great discounts this Black Friday at Best Buy, including the most award-winning game of all time, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, which is also one of the best games on the Switch right now. It will be discounted to $45 during Best Buy's online and retail Black Friday sales. Of other Best Buy Black Friday deals, we would like to mention Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and Octopath Traveler for $40, the Crash Bandicoot Insane and Spyro Reignited trilogies which will sell for $20 and $25, Yooka-Laylee The Impossible Lair which will sell for $20, Diablo 3 for $25, and finally the Starlink Battle for Atlas Starter Pack with a Star Fox R-Wing figurine for $9, a real steal there. And there you have it, our guide on getting the most out of your Nintendo Switch, whether you already own a Switch, are going to buy a Switch, or are considering getting a Switch. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button plus notification bell to keep up to date with our content. If you want to support us even more, why not check out our Patreon at patreon.com/commonrealm and join the others in helping us along. As usual, a big shout out to all our patrons. That's all from us for now. We will see you next time on the Common War Realm.